Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Nanny Joanne. On today's video, we're going to be talking about children's behavior. I have here my little list of mistaken goal charts, and I got this from an awesome class that I took called Positive Disciplining, and it teaches you so much about how to teach your children positively instead of disciplining them with traditional methods. So today we're going to be talking about the children's behavior, how it makes the parent feel, how the parent reacts to that, how the child responds to the parent's reaction, what the belief behind the children's behavior is, and what adults can do to encourage their children to behave better. So it has it has 4 goals that children have, and I honestly believe that your child may fall into one of these behaviors if they are acting out. So the first one is called undue attention. So according to this chart, the goal of this child is to keep others busy or to get special services. Now, if you, the parent, are feeling annoyed, irritated, worried, or guilty by your child's behavior, then he may fall into this undue attention behavior. If the child needs a lot of reminding and coaxing, if you tend to do a lot of things for him or her that he or she can do for herself, it's probably because he has undue attention. It's like if you know that he can put his own shoes on, if you know that she can feed herself, if you know that they can dress themselves, and you have to constantly be reminding them, come on, you can do it. I've seen you do it before. I believe in you. And they make you feel like, oh, and they say, no, I can't really do it. I need you to help me. And you start to feel irritated, annoyed, or guilty. These are all signs that they have undue attention. If the child responds to you and they're like, okay, fine, let me try, and then they stop, or the behavior continues, they stop, doing what they were supposed to be doing when you start to give them attention. Again, these are all signs of that. So when they behave like this, it's, according to this chart, it says that I count or belong only when I'm being noticed or getting special services. I'm only important when I'm keeping you busy with me. This might be if you have a hard job, or, it's really demanding, you're never around, you're not giving them enough quality time, quality over quantity. Maybe he has other siblings, or, he's, the last child, out of like 3 or 2. He may be asking for some bonding time, and him resorting to not being able to do things for himself is that way that he gets your attention, by you helping him. So in order for you, the parent, to help this child feel like they belong, it suggests here, it gives you an example of what you can say. So it'll say, redirect by involving child in a useful task. I love you and fill in the blank. So here's an example of what they say. I care about you and we'll spend time with you later. Avoid any special service, which is like them saying, I'll spend time with you later, but if you do this, I'll give you a treat. You know how I feel about the treats and to make a child do something. I don't like it, my opinion, but whatever works for you, I suppose. So say it only once and then act on it. Stop repeating yourself. Don't keep reminding them. They heard you. I love you and I care about you and I will spend time with you, but right now I need you to put your shoes on. So you want to set up the routine, talk about it during family time, take time for training, and use nonverbal signals. So if they keep coming back to you, be like, where are your shoes? Did you put them on yet? Remind them, I love you, I'm here for you. Right now you need to get dressed. Now, if you have a child who wants to be the boss, then he falls under the power category. If you, the parent, feel angry, challenged, threatened, or like defeated, you may be having a little bossy pants in your vicinity. If you have this kind of child, you may react by saying things like, you're not going to get away with this, or I can make you do this. I'm your mom, you know, always wanting to be right, you know, constantly butting heads with him. Like, come on. If we are adults and we're fighting, the reason why people fight is because they believe that they're right and they want to come up on top, which is a power fight. It's a positive, negative. So if this is occurring with your child, you know, this may be you. When you are reacting like that, the child may be intensifying his or her behavior. He has defiant compliance. You know, he or she may feel like they have won by making you upset, and they may be passive aggressive. When a child behaves like this, they think that they only belong when they're the boss or in control. Or if they're like, oh, they can prove that they can't make you do something. Like, you can't make me do that. Like, you can't force me to do that. You've got a power struggle on your hands. So according to this chart, things that you can do to ameliorate that kind of behavior, they basically want some choices, some kind of independency where they can feel like they've got it under control. So it says, acknowledge that you can't make him or her do something and ask for his or her help. Offer a limited choice. Withdraw from conflict and calm down. Be firm and kind. Act. Don't talk. Decide what you will do. Let routines be the boss. Get help from the child to set reasonable and few limits. Practice follow through. Redirect to positive power. And use family meetings. They're really big on family meetings over here, which I understand. Basically, family meetings is communicating with your child. So definitely acknowledge that you can't. It's like, okay, I know that I can't make you eat your food. I'm not forcing you to eat your food. I know that. But it would really help me out if you would eat your food because we have to get ready for bed or we have to meet our friends for the play day. I love this one where it says offer a limited choice, withdraw from conflict, and calm down. If you give a child too many choices or unlimited choices, he's going to go berserk. How many times are you trying to get dressed in the morning and you're just standing in front of your closet like, which one do I choose? But if you only had two options, the decision would be a lot easier. So give your child 2 options max. And if you are feeling like you're about to blow up on him, you know, use profanity, you feel like you want to like just like, that's a time for you to step back, withdraw from conflict, take a deep breath. You know, if you need to tell him, listen, right now, mommy's not in a good state of mind. I'm going to step away because I might say something that'll hurt your feelings. They are going to appreciate that instead, and you will also appreciate it instead of you blowing up on them, which is not good for anybody. Now, here's the next one, revenge. If the kid is trying to get even with you, you know, you put him in timeout and then he just lashes out even worse. Or his sister hits him and he hits her back. Something revengeful like that. So this is if the parents feel hurt, disappointed, disbelieving, or disgusted. Like, ugh, I can't believe he just did that. Like, why would he spit on her just because, you know, she put leaves in his hair? And the parent might tend to react by retaliating, getting even, or thinking, how could you do this to me? I've done so much for you. And they'll take the child's behavior personally. So if you're taking their behavior personally, and if you're feeling attacked, you might have a child who falls under the revenge category. Now, depending on how you respond, the child is going to respond by also retaliating. He'll hurt others, or he'll damage property, you know, throwing a ball at a wall or shoving or pushing, you know, kids at a park. He wants to get even, or the behavior will escalate. Or sometimes, like I said, he'll choose a weapon. It doesn't have to be a knife or anything, but like he'll choose like a ball or a shoe, and he'll like just start throwing things. You might have a kid who is revengeful. Now, under this mentality, the child is going to think, I don't think I belong, so I'm going to hurt others. The same way that I feel hurt inside me. I want others to experience that hurt. and I can't be liked or loved. Now, these are all really sad things that a child might feel if he's in that category. So you definitely want to make sure that you deal with the hurt feelings. So acknowledge the feelings. Oh, you look like you're really upset right now. You look like you're really hurt right now. Tell me what's going on. Tell me about these feelings. I can see that you're mad. Can we talk about what happened? It says to use reflective listening. Don't hear something and immediately jump in. No, let the child finish what they have to say. Don't take any child's behavior personally. They're just children. They don't mean to do things with the intention of hurting you unless they're like really on the spectrum. But usually they're just reacting animalistically, immaturely like children. Avoid using punishment and retaliation, it says. Show that you care. Be empathetic. Now, the last one is called assumed inadequacy. This basically means that the child wants to like give up and just be left alone. Like, I can't do it. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I can't do it. I don't want to talk about it. This may lead to the parent feeling hopeless or in despair, or like, oh my God, inadequate. Like, oh my God, like, what am I doing wrong as a parent? Like, I need some help. Like, am I not doing it enough? Or like, I feel so hopeless. Like, I can't get my child to, want to do his homework or to play nicely. So those are some feelings that his behavior will emit onto you. By behaving like that, you as a parent might tend to give up on what you wanted him to do. Like, just forget it. Like, I'll pick my battles. This one I'm not doing. You might be over helping or doing things for the child that he can do, similar to undue attention. Or you might be like, he's not going to be able to do that. There's a lack of faith there. Now, if the child responds by retreating further, being passive, you don't see any improvement, he's not responding to you, and he just avoids trying altogether, that might be the response to the child when you do things for him, if he's under assumed inadequacy. Now, the belief behind this kind of behavior from the children is that I don't believe I can belong, so I'll convince others not to expect anything of me. I am helpless and unable. It's no use trying because I won't do it right. Now, what you can do to help a child like this is take time for training and take small steps. Make the task easier until the child experiences success. So we always hear, don't set our children up for failure. We always want to challenge them, but never to the point where we make it impossible for them. Encourage any positive attempts at the task that they're doing. So if they're tying their shoe, hey, you got your shoe on, great first step. They got the X and they tied it. Hey, wow, you actually tied it. Very good. Now the next step is the bunny ears. If they try to get the bunny ears and it doesn't make it, just be like, hey, I saw that it didn't make it, but you had a great bunny ear. Let's try again. So you want to encourage them every step of the way until they finally get it. And you want to constantly remind him like, hey, I won't give up on you. I know that we're almost there. You can do this. Don't give up. Let's do it together. I actually had a conversation with my sister a few weeks ago because she has a daughter who's 8 and she was being very rebellious. So I used this mistaken goal chart and I helped her figure out, based on her feelings, the daughter's reactions, what the daughter might be feeling. And we actually came up with a plan, and we believed that she was trying to be the boss. So again, the mom felt angry. She was challenged. She was like threatened, defeated, and she was like, oh, she was a lot of retaliation. She was trying to get even. So this little chart might actually help out a lot of people when they're trying to figure out what kind of child that they have. So tell me, what child do you think you have? Do you have a angry child? Do you have a child that wants to be the boss? Do you have a revengeful child that is always trying to constantly get even and get one up on over on you? Or do you have a child that has assumed inadequacy, like they can't do it? They just are like, it's too hard, it's too hard, it's too hard. Let me know in the comment section below, and if you agreed with any one of these, also please let me know. And I hope that this is able to help some of you guys out there at home trying to figure out what to do with your child who you can't really figure out if he's trying to be the boss or if he's trying to be revengeful. Like, why do you feel these feelings? So let me know, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys all next time on more nanny tips and tricks from yours truly, Nanny Joanne.